Welcome back to another episode of Bobbing Along with Katie. This is Diane, coming to you from the beautiful village of Ballston Spa, New York. And today we continue our journey in making a modern rag doll. So using the USB from Riley Blake Designs for the modern rag doll, I thought I would walk you through how I organize and how I'm starting to organize my embroidery designs and my long arm designs. And I say starting because I have a brand new computer and it has a clean slate and I don't want to muck it up. And so I am taking my time transferring my designs. So let's get this one going. When I get a design, the first thing I do is download it from the site, or in this case, take it and insert it into the USB drive. So let's look. I've got the USB for the Modern Rag Dolls by Jennifer Long in my drive, and I'm clicking on it. It shows up as Drive D, and in it is a folder. So the first thing I do is copy the contents of the USB so that I'm protecting it. And in my documents folder, so I'm just going to right click on this folder and I'm going to hit the copy icon. And now it's in memory and I can go drop this down and I can actually work from my computer, which is what I prefer to do. So in my documents directory, I have a folder called Purchase Designs, and I have them organized. So I have a long arm machine, and so I am putting an LA in front of the folder because there's so many different, I like to know who the designers are or where I bought the folder, and this title will match a USB drive that I actually have. Now Riley Blake made it really easy because they've imprinted their logo of their company as well as the USB drive project name onto the USB drive. So aren't those going to look really pretty hanging on my wall in my sewing area? So I made a directory in anticipation while I was waiting for these designs to come in, and named it ME for Machine Embroidery. It groups them all together, puts them in alphabetical order. So I'm going to double click here and I'm going to right click and do a paste, and that's going to put all the contents of the USB drive onto my computer. So now I can poke through this, decide what I need, get familiar with how Riley Blake is doing their organization on their USB drives. So we double click and we see that they have 4 projects on this USB drive. How fun is that? I am choosing Little Red first, so I'm going to go in here and all of the formats are here. Now at this point, if I had downloaded a zip file, I would be unzipping this on my computer and putting on my USB drive for Riley Blake Designs. My USB would be Riley Blake Designs 1, and then as I get too many designs to go on there, I would renumber, I'd put the following numbers on, and my folders here will say the same. So in my case, I have 2 embroidery machines, and I use the PES and I use the VP3. I don't need to copy these because I can take this USB right over to my sewing machines, both of them, and put them in there. But if you needed to transfer them in some other way to your machine, then you would do it from here and just go and look at your format. The other document that you're going to see is a PDF. And while I cannot show you the whole document, I can show you the front. And this is what we are going to make. And I am going to send this to my printer. Definitely not my label writer, but I will send it to my printer. And I do want to print it in color, so I'm going to make sure that I have color selected, and I am going to print that right now. And while that's printing, I am actually going to poke through here, and I can guarantee you that the first 2 pages are going to be all about what I need to pull together for fabrics, for stabilizer, and I'm going to need to make a decision on the size doll that I am making, which for me, for this series, is the middle size doll. I'm going to do the 16-inch doll in the 6x10 hoop. Now, I don't actually own a 6x10 hoop, and so I'm going to use the next size up that I do own. So in my case, it is an 8x12, but I still want to do the 16-inch doll. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, let me just repeat that for every folder that I have on my drive here, let me just go to this one. For every folder that I have here, I will have a USB drive that matches it. I'm sorry, I meant here. So here's where I have, this represents, for me, it represents my USB drive. And right now I only have one drive for each of these. Now I know that I have other USBs from Riley Blake, and so when I double click in here, these are going to be the USB drive names, because every USB comes with the entire project, and it looks like they are just doing all the hard work for me. So how fun is that? I can leave this just as it is because that is actually printed on the USB. So let me know if this helps you. The next video will be preparing the fabrics and pulling together all of the items that I'm going to need to do this project. So I hope you'll join me. Happy stitching, and may your bobbins always be full.